Thank you once again for making Locked On Cougars your first listen of the day. If you have not done so already, please join the Locked On Cougars Insider Group. It was my birthday yesterday. I put it out as a give me a birthday gift by joining the group. I'll make it a late birthday gift if you're just tuning in. Join us today. Get the inside scoop on all things BYU sports coming to your phone in the form of a text message. It's a great way to interact with the show, support the show, and more importantly, scratch that insider itch that many of you have with regards to wanting to know what's going on with BYU behind the scenes. So join us today. Link is in the show notes below. The best part is it's $5 a month and you get 2 full weeks, 14 days before you pay anything as a member of the Locked On Cougars Insider Group. So the link is in the show notes below, whether you're watching this on YouTube or wherever you get your podcast, and join us today and be an insider with us here on Locked On Cougars. All right, before we go on today's show, BYU garnered the commitment of Kaneal Sweetwyne from Skyridge High School. Now, Kaneal is a 3-star prospect in the 2026 recruiting cycle. Currently has an 85 rating from our friends at 24/7 Sports. Does not have a composite rating, which obviously factors in On3 rivals and other platforms. So that will come in time. But he committed to BYU, and he has got all of the potential in the world. Many of you know that I call high school football games for KSL Sports Rewind during the football season on Friday nights, and I have been out to Skyridge for 2-3 years now. I called McKay Hillstead, who very well could be BYU's next starting quarterback, post Jake Retzloff, will probably be the backup this season. I called his first high school career start. What I love about McKay Hillstead is he is a pint-sized dynamo. He's 5'10", lightning quick, and absolutely can do everything that you want to do as a dual threat quarterback in college football. Kaneal Sweetwyne, who is a guy that was coming into the program at Skyridge when McKay Hillstead was graduating, he's got the size that McKay Hillstead absolutely would love to have. All of 6'4", 200 plus pounds, and this past season ran for 900 yards plus 10 touchdowns. I know that his touchdown to interception disparity is going to irk some people. It was 19 touchdowns against 16 interceptions last year. That needs to be cut down on. But what I can tell you about Kaneal Sweetwyne is he has got a pure throwing motion and a big-time arm. He's got the ability to drive the ball down the field. And I think if you were to give him better high school receivers, those numbers, like I said, the interception to touchdown ratio probably is a little different. Now, like I said, the decision-making, the accuracy, that needs to be worked on. But I'll add one little caveat here. Kaneal Sweetwyne is a junior in high school. Like I said, a member of the 2026 class. He's a sophomore in age. What does that mean? Folks, he is a junior in high school, but he's 16 years old right now. He has got essentially anywhere, for most of the guys in the 2026 class, he's got anywhere between 12 to 18 months in terms of being 12 to 18 months younger than most of the other guys in the recruiting class alongside him, particularly at quarterback. Now, that may not make much sense to you, but I can tell you in the college football realm, that is enticing to high school coaches. He's already 6'4". He's already 200 pounds. He's 16 years old, and he's already producing at a fairly high level, and he's young for his age. That is a great combo because that means there is still a lot of physical development to come. There's a lot of mental processing development to come. And there's a lot of time for this kid to grow up, develop, and emerge, I think, as a bona fide potential starter for BYU down the line. Did he short-circuit some of his recruiting by committing to BYU early? Maybe so. But I'll tell you, when Kaneal Sweetwyne, if he does what I think he can do this year for Skyridge in 2025 on the football field, he's going to have other Power 4 programs busting down his door and saying, hey, what will it take for you to flip from BYU? He has got all of the tools: arm, size, athleticism, pure unadulterated speed. He's got everything you want in a future star quarterback for BYU, and BYU's lucky to have him in the fold already. BYU's been on him from the get-go. Aaron Roderick, Matt Mitchell, Kalani Sitake, etc. have been recruiting this kid for quite some time. He's got a very good relationship with the Guilford family. Speaking of Gennaro Guilford, BYU's cornerbacks coach, Gennaro Guilford Jr. goes to high school at Skyridge with Kaneal, and they have a family connection there. And this is a big-time pickup for BYU because I think Kaneal could emerge as a guy that BYU fans are just raving about down the line. The scenario here is he's going to come into BYU in the 2026 cycle when Jake Retzloff exits the program. That will leave McKay Hillstead, Trayson Bourget, Kaneal Sweetwyne, and then also Enoch Watson, who's currently serving a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, a quarterback prospect that BYU is very high on a couple of years ago. Those four will essentially make up the next iteration of BYU's quarterback battle in 2026. Who wins that battle? It's anybody's guess at this juncture. I would put my money still on McKay Hillstead with his familiarity and overall ability for BYU, but Kaneal Sweetwyne will have an opportunity early on in his BYU career to make an impression. And once again, I think every tool you want in a high-level Power 4 quarterback resides in that young man. And the best part is it's in BYU's proverbial backyard, and they got the job done and got him committed early in that 2026 class. One other name to keep an eye on, because he won't be a member of that 2026 battle, but he's coming to BYU this fall, is another guy is a local prospect, now a little further away at Bountiful High School, and Emerson Geilman. Now, Emerson just led the Bountiful Braves to a 5A state title and got criminally under-recruited, it felt like, in so many facets. I had a chance to talk with him at a high school event that we have with KSL Sports Zone. We honor the best Northern Utah players of the week, and he was one of the winners, obviously, with what he did for Bountiful. I remember asking him, hey, what's the recruiting scene for you like? He's like, it's really quiet, Jake. And I was floored by it. He is similar to Kaneal Sweetwyne, all the size in the world, 6'3", 6'4", very well-built athlete. I would venture to say that Emerson's probably 205-ish pounds, and BYU got him as a preferred walk-on. Now, you're probably saying, well, they're just – no. BYU is excited to have this kid come in, and he's going to come in for a year and then serve a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So he will spend this year as a preferred walk-on redshirt candidate for BYU and then head out on a mission, and obviously will be gone for a couple of years. But BYU is very high on his potential as a developmental guy because he's similar to Kaneal Sweetwyne, showed athleticism, an underrated arm that maybe threw an interception or two here or there that you're like, okay, we can maybe coach that out of him. But BYU is finding a lot of guys, and the nice part is they're local kids who want to come in and want to represent what BYU is all about. I can tell you that what I know about Geilman and talking with him, that kid's all about ball. He loves football. And I know that sounds cliche to say, but you can do a lot with guys who just simply want to ball out, go play football, and just want to succeed at a high level. Geilman, I would file him away, obviously, for, let's see, that'd be the 2029. It's crazy to think we're back half of the decade here, but he's factoring in probably more down that timeline with regards to his potential to impact BYU. But Aaron Roderick, he's got his detractors out there. We all know that. I'm aware of it. Trust me, I see it all football season long when all y'all wanted him to do this or do that or outright be canned. But regardless, he's doing a really, really fine job trying to find the best talent available. And the good news is BYU is very much still in the mix for five-star talent Rider Lions. Taking Kaneal Sweetwyne, taking Emerson Geilman will not slow BYU's pursuit of Rider Lions in any way, shape, or form. And if Rider Lions ultimately decides that BYU is where he wants to be, well, they just have added a five-star quarterback to the mix, and that's even better for BYU's future prospects at the quarterback position. So good things are happening for BYU, and they continue to show that they can get it done on the recruiting trail, and hopefully it only picks up from here for BYU. All right, that's going to do it. A big thank you, as always, for your guys' support here on the podcast. Truly does mean the world to me that as many of you enjoy it every single day as you do. But as always, subscribe, rate, review, share it with your family and friends. Help us continue to build this community with Locked On Cougars. And as always, once again, thank you for making Locked On Cougars your first listen today. And thanks again for being an everydayer with us right here on the Locked On Cougars podcast.